Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another video about quality in the laboratory. This video will talk about total quality management. The outline that we will be following for this video is first to talk about quality, what it means to have quality in the laboratory. Next would be to talk about the basics of TQM or total quality management. And then we will talk about the different frameworks that make up TQM. And lastly, we will talk about the PDCA cycle. So what do we mean when we say quality in the laboratory? Laboratory quality can be defined with three concepts or three terms. The first one is accuracy. Accuracy means that the laboratory results must be as accurate as possible. Accurate meaning that they are the true values for the patient or they are the correct results for the patient and that there is no error. The second concept is reliability. Reliability is that laboratory operations must be reliable so that the end result is that we have an accurate and a reliable result. And the last concept would be the timeliness of results. It is important that the reporting of these results be given in a timely manner. Why? So that they can be useful for the patient and the requesting physician. Now, all of these concepts, accuracy, reliability, and timeliness, should be present so that we can say that there is quality in the laboratory. If, for example, one of them is missing, then we cannot say that there is quality in the laboratory. For example, if the result was accurate and all the processes are reliable, but the result was not given on time, then it's too late for the patient and for the physician to use the result. It defies the purpose of having a laboratory result to aid in the recovery or in the diagnosis of the patient or the clinical physician's diagnosis for the patient. Another example is, for example, yes, the result was given on time, but the result is not accurate or that the result was not processed properly, then that also defies the purpose of a laboratory result. That means that the result should be accurate, the result should be reliable, and the result should be given in the correct time for us to say that there is quality in the laboratory. Before we go to the topic at hand, there is this one principle that I would like you to know, and that is that all concepts of quality fall under the umbrella of total quality management. If we have total quality management here, under it will be quality management system or QMS. And inside QMS would be quality assurance. And inside quality assurance would be quality control. So that means from quality control, quality assurance, and QMS, they all fall inside or under the umbrella or under the jurisdiction of total quality management. Let's now talk about total quality management or TQM. The basic definition of TQM is that it is a structured approach to overall organizational management. So our keyword here is organizational because TQM involves the whole organization. It's just not the laboratory. So this will be the hospital where the laboratory is in, or if the laboratory is inside a company, then TQM will involve the company itself. Let's say, for example, that the laboratory is part of a hospital. So that means the laboratory would have to communicate with other, let's say, departments inside the hospital. So that can be the ancillary department, the nursing department, the admissions department, and so on and so forth. If, for example, the laboratory is part of another company or is inside a company, then that means the laboratory would have to collaborate with the different, let's say, branches inside that institution. So again, it's called organizational because it involves the whole organization. And that brings us to our next point, which is total. Since it involves the whole organization, that means this involves all of the employees. So it doesn't matter what your work is. If you are working for that organization, for that company, for the hospital, then you are part of the TQM. So these are employees at their different levels, different positions, different job descriptions, different works. Okay, they will all contribute towards a common objective or towards a common goal, which is the improvement of quality. And the end result is that we would have customer satisfaction. And in the healthcare setting, our main customer would be the patients. And then lastly, management here means that there is a management approach so that there is a long-term success. So there is a management system. Forgive my handwriting. Okay, so there is a managerial process that is involved in the whole TQM. So again, TQM involves the whole organization, and everyone working in it focuses on improving the quality of the whole organization. The principles and concepts of total quality management can be summarized in this framework. We call this as the 5Q framework, which is used for managing quality in a healthcare. The 5Q framework has 5 components. We have quality planning, quality laboratory processes, quality control, quality assessment, and quality improvement. All of these 5 components all work together in a feedback loop. So the laboratory processes are all implemented through quality laboratory processes. All of these processes will be measured and monitored through QC and quality assessment. Any error seen in these stages will be improved through quality improvement. And replanning will occur to remove the error through quality planning. The new processes done during this stage will then be implemented in QLP, and this will restart the loop, giving a continuous quality improvement. Let's talk about the 5Q framework a little bit more. Let's start off with the quality lab processes, or QLP. Now, QLP includes analytical processes. These would be the general policies, the practices and procedures, and all of these define how work is done. Next would be quality control. Now in QC, it emphasizes the statistical procedures, but it can also include non-statistical check procedures like linearity checks, or when you check for reagents or standards used for testing, also when you check temperatures of the machines, and so on. The next one is quality assessment. Now this is primarily concerned with the broader measures and monitors of lab performances. Examples of these lab performances that should be measured or that should be monitored would be the turnaround time, also the specimen identification, or when we identify the patients, and of course test utility. The next one would be quality improvement. Now the quality improvement provides the processes for problem solving. First, we have to identify the root cause of the problem. And then after identifying the root cause of the problem, we have to identify the remedy for that problem. After quality improvement is quality planning. Now, QP is necessary so that we can standardize the remedy that was identified in quality improvement. Also, we have to establish the measures for monitoring the performances. The third one would be to ensure that the performances, the new performances achieved, would satisfy the quality requirements. And lastly, QP would also have to document the new QLP. And after that, we should have an improved quality. After quality planning, the new process will then be again implemented in quality processes, monitored by QC and QA. Any errors will be checked by QI, and then it would be planned again or replanned by QP, and then the process will continue. So this is the unending loop, making sure that we always improve the quality. As they say, there's always room for improvement. The PDCA cycle may also be used like the TQM framework or the 5Q framework. PDCA stands for plan, do, check, and act. Now, the PDCA cycle has 4 stages, which is based on the scientific method of problem solving. This is popularized by Dr. W. Edwards Deming, who is considered by many to be the father of modern quality control. Now, as we've mentioned earlier, the PDCA cycle is like the 5Q framework. The plan step in the PDCA cycle provides the planning step, like in QP. The do establishes the standard processes for doing things, like in QLP. Check provides the different measures for checking how well things are done, like in QC and QA. And lastly, act provides a mechanism for acting on those measures, like what we do in QI. So that is the PDCA cycle. And that ends our discussion in total quality management. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you've learned a lot.